You are lying there in the dark, completely exhausted, staring at the ceiling. Your body feels like it ran a marathon, but your brain is firing like it's the middle of the afternoon. You've been here before. You know this feeling so well it almost has its own name, the quiet torture of being tired but wired. And the worst part, you have to be up early tomorrow. Again. This is not just about sleep. This is about the version of you that shows up every single day. The foggy, slow, slightly irritable version that you know is not really you. The version that reaches for coffee before you even feel human. The version that watches the clock during meetings, daydreaming about a nap. And somewhere underneath all of that exhaustion, you know there's a sharper, calmer, more alive version of you that just hasn't had a chance to surface in a long time. What if the problem wasn't your sleep itself? What if the problem was everything you were doing in the 3 hours before you even tried to sleep? Thousands of people have transformed their nights by making a handful of small, almost embarrassingly simple changes to their evening routine, and the results have been nothing short of life-changing. We are talking about people who describe themselves as lifelong bad sleepers, people who had tried every pill, every supplement, every meditation app, who finally started waking up feeling genuinely rested for the first time in years. The difference was not a miracle. It was a method. And because this matters, and because you deserve to stop suffering through nights like this, there are related programs linked down below in the video description that go even deeper into everything you are about to learn here. If any of what you are seeing in this video resonates with you, do not wait. The people who take action early are always the ones who get the results first. Now let us get into it. And I need you to pay close attention, because the first thing I'm going to tell you might actually surprise you. Your brain does not know when to stop because you never actually told it to. Think about how your day ends. You go from work mode to dinner mode to scrolling mode to suddenly it is somehow midnight, and you are in bed with your phone still glowing in your hand watching something you do not even really care about. There is no actual signal, no transition, nothing that communicates to your nervous system that it is time to power down. So it does not. It just keeps humming along at full speed, and then you wonder why you cannot fall asleep. Here is something that researchers and sleep experts have understood for years. Your body runs on something called a circadian rhythm, an internal biological clock that responds to light, temperature, activity, and routine. When you disrupt that clock every single night by blasting blue light into your eyes, by eating late, by staying mentally activated until the moment your head hits the pillow, you are essentially pulling your biological alarm system out of alignment. And you feel it the next morning in the worst possible way. But here is where the pattern interrupt happens. You do not need a complete life overhaul. You do not need to be one of those people who goes to bed at 9 and wakes up at 5 and drinks celery juice at sunrise. You just need a signal. A consistent, intentional evening signal that tells your body the performance is over and it is time to rest. And this is where the routine actually begins. The first piece is light. 90 minutes before you want to sleep, you start dimming the lights in your home. Not turning them all off, just reducing the intensity. This sounds almost too simple to matter, but the science is unambiguous. Lower light levels trigger melatonin production in your brain, the hormone that initiates sleep. When you spend your evenings under bright overhead lights and staring at screens, you are suppressing that hormone for hours. People who make this single change alone report falling asleep faster and waking up feeling more refreshed within just a few days, not weeks, days. The second piece is temperature. Your body needs to cool down slightly in order to initiate deep sleep. And so the goal is to make your bedroom environment slightly cooler than you keep the rest of your home during the day. Many people who struggled for years with waking up in the middle of the night and being unable to get back to sleep discovered that temperature was the hidden culprit the entire time. They changed one setting and the middle of the night wake-ups dramatically decreased. Now here is where most people make the mistake that costs them everything. They think that because they are physically tired, they just need to lie down and sleep will come. But your nervous system does not work that way. Stress hormones like cortisol linger in your body for hours. If you had a tense day, an argument, a difficult deadline, a stressful commute, those hormones are still active in your bloodstream when you climb into bed. Your body is still in a mild state of alert. And no amount of willpower is going to override that chemistry. This is exactly why the evening routine needs to include a deliberate decompression window. And the most effective way to do this is with what sleep specialists call a cognitive offload. You take everything that is still swirling in your mind, every task you did not finish, every worry about tomorrow, every unresolved loop, and you get it out of your head and onto paper. Not to solve any of it, just to park it somewhere safe for the night. The psychological effect of this is remarkable. Your brain stops looping through those thoughts because it now trusts that they are stored somewhere and will not be forgotten. The mental chatter quiets down almost immediately for most people. People who have adopted this practice say it is the single biggest game changer in their entire sleep improvement journey. One night of doing it and you will understand exactly why. The third piece is movement. Gentle, intentional movement in the evening. Not vigorous exercise, which raises your core temperature and stimulates your nervous system in the opposite direction you want. But slow, deliberate stretching, or a short walk. Something that signals to every muscle in your body that the day is genuinely winding down. The physical release of gentle movement clears residual tension you did not even realize you were holding. Here is something powerful that you need to understand. Sleep is not passive. It is not just the absence of being awake. While you sleep, your brain is doing extraordinary things. It is consolidating memories. It is processing emotions. It is repairing tissue. It is regulating hormones. It is clearing out metabolic waste through a system in the brain called the glymphatic system that is only fully active during deep sleep. Every night you spend in shallow, broken, restless sleep, all of that essential work is incomplete. And you accumulate a deficit that goes far beyond just feeling tired. It affects your decision-making, your emotional regulation, your metabolism, your immune system, your relationships, everything. People who begin prioritizing deep, quality sleep consistently describe a shift that feels almost unfair compared to how they used to live. They describe making clearer decisions. They describe feeling more patient. They describe not needing as much caffeine to feel functional. They describe a sense of calm they had forgotten was even possible for them. The transformation is not subtle. It is the kind of shift that people around them notice too. The fourth piece is consistency. Your circadian rhythm is not a suggestion. It is a system. And systems need regularity to function. The single most powerful thing you can do for your sleep quality, supported by decades of research, is to keep your sleep and wake times consistent. Even on weekends. Even when you stayed up late the night before. This one commitment alone restructures the entire architecture of your sleep over time. You do not have to be perfect. You just have to be consistent enough that your body can predict what is coming and prepare accordingly. And once it does, everything changes. Now here is what I want you to sit with for a moment. Every single night you spend battling your sleep is a night your body is not recovering the way it should be. Every foggy morning, every midday crash, every time you feel like you are operating at half capacity. That is the cost, and it compounds. But so does the investment in fixing it. If you are ready to go beyond what we covered here today, and truly transform not just your nights but your entire quality of life, the programs linked in the description below are exactly where to start. They exist for people who are done settling for mediocre rest, and are ready to finally experience what it feels like to wake up fully restored. Most people will see this, feel something real, and still close the tab. Do not be that person. Your next great night of sleep is not going to come from waiting.